Earlier in the show, I met bike fans and first-time property developers Richard and Martin. They just bought this two-bedroom semi-detached house in Gillingham, Kent for £85,000. They'd set themselves a £15,000 budget and 3 to 4 months to renovate the property completely. Ex-costume designer turned handyman Martin was going to tackle most of the work himself. But the big crack, which ran right down the outside wall, worried me. As trained surveyor, Richard had been unable to view the property before the auction. I wondered if the guys had actually taken on more of a wild one than an easy rider. But 10 months on, the project is finally nearing completion and seems to have been worth the wait. With a fresh coat of paint and 1 or 2 carefully chosen details, the front of the house has been transformed from the uninviting grey house that I first saw. At the back of the property, the greenhouse and paving stones have gone, and a new lawn has now been laid in their place. But the major changes are inside.
This whole back area of the house, where it really wasn't planned very well, the back porch particularly had a problem. There was 3 doors all interacting with each other. We've sorted out the toilet door so it opens inwards.
At the same time, the guys have added some new cupboards, installed a new boiler and moved the door through to the kitchen.
The kitchen itself wasn't planned very well at all. There was a sloping ceiling that's been replaced, and as you can see, the whole room has been efficiently planned, so there's a much better use of space.
Martin has put his creative skills to impressive effect here. A bigger window and this brand new kitchen have transformed this part of the house. Towards the front, the 2 reception rooms are well on their way to completion as well. The walls have been replastered, repainted, and in the case of the front room, completely removed. A new fireplace has gone in, central heating installed, and the place is all rewired. So with just skirting, architrave and carpets to go, the property definitely has a new lease of life. In the process of fixing that crack, they even uncovered some history along the way.
We had heard stories about it. This was the first house in the street, and it was surrounded by a farm. And the houses next door weren't there, and the workers, as used to come on and off the farm, they paid their wages through this small window. It wasn't until we actually found the window for ourselves, it obviously made sense, and other people have since commented on it and confirmed that was the case. So that's quite a sweet little surprise.
But the surprise they found in the cellar wasn't so sweet.
The whole spiral staircase was completely shot downstairs in the cellar, and all the stairs were falling apart. It became apparent that it needed major repair, particularly in the cellar that was supporting the whole staircase, and the treads have had to be sort of strengthened a bit. But I love it. It's been painted up now, and we don't know if we're going to carpet it or not, but I think it looks great.
Up that newly refurbished staircase, like the rooms downstairs, the front bedroom's been completely renovated. The guys have removed the fireplace and fitted a cupboard here to make best use of this room's size. But it's at the back that the major changes have taken place on this floor. Remember that big bathroom? Well, it's gone.
Halfway through, we actually made a decision to take the bathroom out of there. We looked at various ways of working the bathroom to keep it there. It wasn't working. The sloping soffit of the ceilings, the low level of the windowsill, it was just impossible to make it work properly. So we actually made the decision to take it out of there and split what was the rear double bedroom into 2. And with that, we've now created this new bathroom, and we've done that by as you can see, putting the bath at the back of the room there and knocking into the chimney breast to find a position for the toilet, and washhand basin to the left. And with some nice tiling at the back of the bathroom, we think it's actually quite successful.
So do I, Richard. Getting that extra bedroom will certainly add value here. That's just as well, because although Martin has done almost all the work here himself, with Richard helping out at weekends, their £15,000 budget has been stretched.
There were some low points where we really just wondered what it was we were trying to do.
Everything we touched crumbled, so this has been a big lesson for us.
The plastering throughout the property we hadn't bargained on doing. repairing the flank wall, which was bowing outwards.
All of the skirtings, all of the doors. There was a big problem with the bouncing floor in the back bedroom upstairs that had to be stabilised, and the floor to the old bathroom had to be completely renewed.
But somehow you do just you keep at it bit by bit and week to week, and in time you get to the point we are now.
10 months on, and after spending £85,000 buying this place, Richard and Martin have shelled out close to £20,000 so far to turn it back into a happy, habitable home. They expect to spend a few thousand more yet, taking their total just past the £105,000 mark. But they're not quite sure what they'll do next.
We do need to make a decision if we're going to let the property or put it up for sale. If the valuations we get on the property are favourable, we will be trying to resell the property. As for letting, my day job is a senior housing officer in Hackney. I do tenancy management day in, day out, and maybe I don't want to take that home with me and become a private landlord.
Let's find out if creating that extra room will add enough value to make that decision for them. We asked 2 local estate agents to take a look at the property. What do they think now it's nearly complete?
You walk in and expect something quite tiny, but when you're in here, it's really very big and goes back a long way. So yes, it's a great house.
Quality is very good, particularly in the kitchen and bathroom. The bathroom I'm really impressed with.
So what they've done by giving the bedroom back and dividing it off is much more sensible.
I think the colour scheme is good there, the quality of the fittings, the sanitary ware is excellent, and that will be appreciated by buyers. If this was my property, I'd just move in, bring my furniture in and make it a home.
So it's a big hit with the estate agents, but moving in wasn't what Richard and Martin had in mind. What they want to know is how much money can they make from it.
The rental valuation of this property would be £595 per calendar month.
The sort of rental we should achieve on this would be somewhere in the region of £625 to £650 per calendar month.
I think it's worth more than that, even though that's what it would go for. But we've done such a good job on it.
I know, but
it'd be painful to let it go for that much, I think.
At the top end, £650 per calendar month is an approximately 7% return on their £105,000 investment. That's not bad if they can get a long-term rental, but they would much rather sell.
The resale valuation of this property would be £135,000.
And I think we should be able to achieve somewhere between 130 and 135,000. We may find that offers are going to come in at 125 to 130,000 £.
Yeah.
If we can sell it for that, we've done a good job in a rubbish market.
Yeah. I think we've been quite pessimistic, given the state of the housing market, and to think that possibly it could go for that kind of value, and we could turn around and still a decent profit, given the state of things. I think that's.
If we could sell for 135, that'd be a £30,000 profit.
Well, Martin's right. They could make a £30,000 pre-tax profit, but only if they can sell quickly at the top valuation and if they keep the cost of finishing to an absolute minimum. Still, it's not such a bad result, and it sounds as though they've made up their minds.
I think I'll be tempted to sell.
Ka-ching. Sell it, move on.
With this house to kickstart their property developing careers, it's time to get those motors running and head out on the highway in search of another auction purchase.